Welcome to the Redirect Podcast. My name is Abigail Hewins.
And I'm Emily Rojas. The Redirect Podcast is a show where we shift the conversation back to books. We discuss themes from some of our favorite books and how those themes relate to our real lived experiences.
On today's episode, we are making our summer reading bucket lists.
But first, before we get into that, if you love the show, we would love for you to support us in a few really simple ways. First, you can go and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else and let us know that you love the show.
And if you really, really love the show, we would love for you to share it with a friend. Sharing our show with a friend is by far the best way to help us grow our community of book-loving nerds. And we have so much fun doing this. I know that you guys hopefully have fun listening to it, so why not share it with a friend?
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget people listen. It's like...
I know. It's just like a fun little hobby.
It's just fun. Anyways.
Can I be like a total girl for a second and just say that I realized doing the intro to this podcast that this is the last time on the podcast that I'm going to be like, welcome to Read Our Podcast. My name is Abigail Hewins because I'm getting married before we record the next episode.
That actually brought a tear to my eye.
And I have decided to change my last name.
I was going to say, I'm glad you... Well, yeah, you decided. No more
I have wavered. No, totally neutral. I've been engaged for 18 months.
Yeah.
And in the course of that time...
Has it? I don't know about for you.
So like wedding corner, if you don't want to hear about weddings, fast forward. But, you had a long engagement by necessity due to COVID. Yeah. Sadly. And you didn't plan to originally. Yeah. But I loved the feedback that you gave me of like, it was actually fun having a long engagement. Like, it made things feel less rushed. You get to have more experiences, draw things out. And like, it just feels like things have been less compressed. And like, I'm not stressed right now.
You can enjoy each individual thing, I feel like, and like plan each individual thing. And because I kind of did it both. I planned a wedding in a really short period of time that got canceled and then had a longer engagement. And I feel like, the second plan of wedding was more fun because you can just take one thing at a time instead of feeling like I have to do everything, all at once. So
and like I'm getting married in 15 days. I'm not stressed about it. So like I'm not feeling, and I think it's partially due to having a long engagement. Yeah. But also with the long engagement, it's given me a lot of time to really ponder if I want to change my name or not. And I've put a lot of thought into it. And ultimately I've decided to do it. And I think I'm feeling good about the decision because I've given it so much thought. Yeah. And I'm not like I think the tough thing was like making the decision really only based on what you think that you should do. Yeah. Whether you feel like you should change your name, like you have to, or you feel like you shouldn't because it's like the wrong thing to do as a woman. Right. And so instead of making a choice like that, I just made a choice for me. And I think that's what I'm going to do. But I do still feel like a little sad.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like your name, whatever associations you have with it. Like, I don't know. I've always felt like I had a bland name. Now it's more interesting, but it's still sad. Like there's a million Martins, but I
am upgrading my last name. Yeah, especially is an amazing last name.
It's way better.
But also like my entire life I've been Abigail Hewins. Everyone knows me as Abigail Hewins. So
yeah, it's weird.
Anyways,
but by the time they're listening to this, you are married. By the time they hear this, when you are hearing our voices, we've had a great time.
Barring some kind of crazy circumstance. Jeez Louise. But yeah. So anyways, so it'll be a fun summer because
this is like the summer kickoff event for me. I feel like your wedding.
Same.
It's the like end of May, beginning of June wedding weekend. It's going to be just like, I just feel like it's going to be a great kickoff to summer. Like to me, summer will start once your wedding happens.
This is the feeling of the start of High School Musical 2 when they're all like, what am I going to do this summer? Should I get a job? Summer. Yes. And then Troy's like, I got all the Wildcats jobs at the country club. And then she's like, you're crazy, Wildcat. That's what I feel like. I feel like, wow, you're crazy, Wildcat.
Yeah. Let's
and
go.
Also, why aren't High School Musical books? I mean, maybe they are books now. Maybe someone, but like, doesn't that be great? Maybe should I go read
like
High School Musical fan fiction?
Yeah, like the college years. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm really
like,
past,
which one.
besides Heartstopper, I'm past high school books, but I would read a college years High School Musical.
Yeah, but like, what if we find out, like, yeah, one of them becomes an alcoholic, which I feel like is likely. I don't know. I feel like Troy is going to be on a sobriety journey in about 15 years.
That seems real. Can we also have a moment for the what's his name? The sidekick, Cordon Bleu. What's his name? Corbin Bleu? Cordon Bleu.
His name is not Le Cordon Bleu. It's Corbin Bleu. Yeah. Chad
and Lucas, the edits to them I've seen to So High School.
Oh my
Can we get a story following them?
Truth, dare, spin, battles. Their sexual tension.
Okay, there is no straight heterosexual explanation for two characters switching clothes at the end of a romantically charged musical number. There's just no other explanation for it.
There is no explanation
now.
There is no heterosexual explanation for the hat.
Yeah, there's none.
There's no hetero. Anyways, all right. We're talking about summer reading. Because obviously, clearly, our brains are already in a summer state of mind.
Girl, yes. That's a great thing about working in education is summer, although I don't get a summer break, like there's no summer vacation, the feeling of the end of the school year, like things will slow down a lot. School's out for the summer. It's coming. So I think that is a great career to pursue. Because it's that same feeling. Like you still get it as an adult, I think, of like summer
I feel
is
that
here.
to some extent in my job working like adjacent to the public sector because legislators and such they take summer breaks. They go on summer recess. And so you can't meet with them if they're on vacation.
Right.
You know, which is awesome.
It's
great. And yeah. All right. So the point is summer's great. It's going to start. The start of summer officially is my wedding for all people.
Which was this past weekend. So you guys are listening to this. You are in summer. Congratulations. You did it.
What is it like?
What's it like?
Anyways, God, we are. I think it's just because we're recording our 7th episode of the day, but like it's not working. Anyways,
no, it's great. They love it. You guys love the content.
I'm a star. So summer's a great time to read, and it's fun. When you were a kid, did you ever make like a summer checklist of like, here's all the things, like not necessarily just reading specific, but like, have you seen on TikTok people talking about like when they were a kid, they're gonna like, I'm gonna go to a baseball game, go to the pool. Like
I did not ever do that. It seems like something I would do. To be fair for the question.
Yeah,
but...
that really, I am surprised because you really romanticized everything as a child.
That's true. But I think I just, maybe not an official checklist, but I had things I did every summer. Like I always went to church camp, and then I was always a counselor at church camp. And we always went to the beach, you know, like there was always those tentpole things that I did in the summer.
Yeah. I feel like for us in our growing up years, it was like the big weeks that stood out.
Yes.
And honestly, I think I am the star because I think summer started with my birthday.
That's
every year.
And there was no summer before you.
Yeah, exactly. And well, I just mean because my birthday's on May 30th.
No, I get it.
So like we'd have a part, and then like you know, then you go to church camp.
Yes.
And then you'd be like a junior counselor for kids camp or whatever. And then
you would do VBS.
Yeah.
Hey guys, go listen to our episode "How is the World Without You." For more church content. But yeah, I guess my whole summer was taken up by church.
But we had a hell of fun. And
no, that was the best years of my life, probably. Honestly, the best summers, because there was nothing like going to camp. There was nothing like being a counselor at camp. Then getting to hang out with everyone later in the summer when it was X Play and VBS. Like the whole summer being spent. And
like
we would do sleepovers.
Your crush is at church.
Exactly. That's what I'm really mean.
Yeah, like our crushes were at church all year round. And so like, but in the summer, that was the only chance you really had to see your friends for us.
Yeah.
This is a very niche experience.
Them every day.
Yeah. And so it's just like, oh my God, this is awesome. Yeah. And then like you get to go to sleepovers, but like you don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to school tomorrow, and you're not old enough to have a job.
Yes.
So it's just like, just hang out. Yeah. And so I think what I'm trying to say is that reading is probably one of the funnest things I do now. Like I do it for fun. I really enjoy it. And so I'm trying to recapture that feeling with like a summer reading bucket list and, you know, add some like whimsy and excitement into my reading plans for the summer.
I love how you brought that back around. I agree. Especially like, honestly, if you guys have been listening for a while, last summer was one of the most stressful and difficult times of my adult life. It was just a lot going on. My job was really not going well, and life was just having difficulties. And so I felt like, and I didn't like go on vacation. I didn't really like take any time off. Like I was so stressed. So I feel like this summer I'm like, I want to have a fun summer. I want to be relaxed. I want to do things. I want to take trips. Like I really want to make the most of the summer, because I just feel like last summer almost didn't even happen. So yeah, I feel you on this. I want some whimsy. I want some childlike wonderment. And I want to recapture what it was like to go on summer break when you were in school. So I'm with you.
Totally.
I'm here.
So we're going to share our summer reading bucket lists. This is going to include some of our releases, the new releases that are coming out this summer we're looking forward to, a few books from our TBRs, and then just like mood reading plans. Like, what are some plans that we have for the vibes of our reading adventures, and encourage you to do the same, and then to share with us what you did, or what's on your list, because
what you want to do.
Yeah, we put this question on our Instagram a little while ago, and people talked about reading on the beach. They talked about reading in cafes,
outside reading time.
Outside in a hammock. Yeah, love that.
I went to one of Eric's coworkers' houses for a little like cookout thing last weekend, and they had I'm like, I need a backyard. I really need a backyard. They had like a grill, a nice seating patio, a hammock, like grass. So I just am jealous of you guys. If you have a backyard, really embrace that and enjoy it, because it just seemed like a great place to read. Like they had so many different reading vibes set up. So
dude, one of my LA besties, shout out Sarah.
Shout out.
She and her fiance just bought a new house, and it has this amazing backyard with a outdoor kitchen, a grill, an outdoor seating area, a garden, and a water feature.
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
Like, oh, okay. So we're hanging out here all the time. And that's the people whose house they want us to record an episode at their studio.
Okay, well, maybe that's one of my summer bucket list items.
Come to LA.
Anyways,
all right. So let's start talking about the content of the episode. So some releases we're looking forward to. You want to start with that?
Go. Yeah.
All right.
You go first.
Let's go. So actually, by the time this episode airs, this will already have released. But my plan, I'm so specifically excited for this release, which is the Guncle Abroad, which we've already talked about many times.
So many times.
The Guncle Abroad by Steven Rowley, the follow-up, you know what? The surprise sequel.
Very
because
surprise.
The Guncle, I really believe, was written as a standalone book.
I agree.
Steven Rowley doesn't really write series.
Yeah.
But he wrote this follow-up. It's a time jump, I believe. And Maisie and what's his name? The kids are
something that doesn't feel right. Luke or Jake or hold on.
Anyways, they're like teenagers now.
Oh, cute.
And
I didn't even know that.
So this is like a time jump, and they're at the wedding.
Grant.
I believe.
Not really close. Grant and Macy.
Grant. They are at the wedding of their dad to someone else getting remarried, and it's in Italy. And so the whole thing about the Guncle is that their mom died, and he was besties with their mom.
Mm-hmm.
And
and he takes them in.
He takes them for the summer, and it's really heartwarming and wonderful and sad and cuts to the core of humanity. So they're going to go to Italy, and I'm sure it's going to be absolutely wonderful, incredible vibes. I think the perfect book to start summer with.
Yeah.
And I plan to download it on my Kindle and read it on the plane ride to my wedding.
Oh,
that has got to be right. Like I'm going to hold off reading it until we're on the plane. I just feel like the plane ride is like 4 hours. I think that's the perfect time to read that book. I'm going to be totally in that mindset and vibe. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And I know you're going to read it too. So we'll be able to have a conversation about it.
Okay. I'm all in. I think this is perfect because the Guncle, Steven Rowley writes like happy sad so well, where you feel your heart warming but breaking at the same time. But the Guncle especially, I think, is so like there's a lot of heavy stuff. Obviously their mother dies, their dad is dealing with addiction, he has to take in these 2 kids, but it's also really funny, and the Guncle as a character is so lovable. And I think this will be similar of like, you know, that's got to be really hard. I can't imagine a parent dying and then the one who's left moving on. Like that would be very difficult, especially your teenage years. I can't even imagine. So I imagine it will be difficult, but I'm sure it will end very like in a lovely way and you'll like it. So
yeah, it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And it's probably gonna make me like need to go to Italy.
Well, you know, if that happens, it happens.
It happens. Okay. All right, what's the summer release you're looking for?
So all the ones you're going to talk about, I wanted to also co-sign, definitely the Guncle Abroad, and the other ones, not to spoil. But I picked a couple more. So my first one is The Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. And she wrote this book I read this year, or maybe end of last year. Nora Goes Off Script. I think I talked about it on here. It was a celeb normal person romance. And this one seems really cute. I liked that book a lot. It was just like nice and like a Hallmark movie in a book, but like pretty good, you know, not like, ew, this writing's terrible, but just like sickeningly sweet and predictable. And I really liked it. So I thought this would be a great one. It's a summer romance. So in the title. And I just think this, I not to spoil my vibes bucket list, but I'm like all in on romance this summer. So I just want to read a lot of love stories and with happy endings. And I don't want to be depressed about this. So don't recommend any sad books. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think summer is the time for sadness. Personally.
No. Now, angst and yearning, as I've been begging you guys to send me recommendations, fine. But a happy ending is a must. That's all for summer. Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. What else are you looking forward to?
So Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. I'm intrigued by this. She has come out, she did post recently on Instagram where she was like, Not in Love, my book that's coming out in July. It is different than my other books. It's not a rom-com. It is interesting, like more of a romance. Like it is, there are some dark or like heavy themes.
Interesting.
I do think that because it's a romance, it does promise to still end happily because romances cannot end without happiness. But I'm really interested to see where she goes. And also just like really intrigued at what the book's going to be like, especially because this is her second release this year.
Yeah. It's a lot.
And so I wonder how long she's had it in the can, and she's maybe just been waiting for permission from her publishers to release something like that. But I will read and I will report back on my findings.
Yes, as will I, I'm sure, eventually, when I can get it on Libby. Okay, I'm also looking forward to The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. This is about 2 exes who find themselves on a summer vacation together, and they have a little friendly, not so friendly competition to see who can hook up with the most people while they're going through Europe and trying to beat each other. But I think there's a line in the synopsis that's like,
is this a gay romance?
I think they're both men, so yes.
Okay, got it.
And well, it's Casey McQuiston as well. That's kind of seems to be their thing. And so yeah, I think so. And they anyways, it said something like, sometimes having everything makes you realize what you can't have. Hold on, let me find it because it was really it got me that I was like, okay, yeah, I want to read this book. Anyways,
I'm in.
I really like Casey McQuiston. You guys know I liked both of their books that I've read. Abigail liked one of them, Red, White, and Royal Blue. Okay, sometimes a taste of everything only makes you crave what you can't have. Oh my gosh. I love a good second chance romance. I know not everyone likes those, but I love them. So I'm here.
Okay.
We're going to see.
What's the name of it again?
It's called The Pairing.
Okay, I don't think it's available for me to put on hold yet. Let's see.
It is coming out in August, so it's a little later.
Okay.
But I am looking forward to this. Again, I really like both the books I've read by Casey McQuiston, so I'm excited. And I like, as I have loved Happy Place, I love books like that where people, maybe time apart is good and they can come back together. So we'll see.
Love it.
All right. Next.
I will be reading that too.
Yeah.
Next on my list is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. Yes. We were on record last year criticizing her choice to write a love story about someone who has face blindness. I would like to apologize.
Yeah.
It was good. Actually, I really liked it. It was cute. I mean, the thing about Catherine Center is like, it's going to be really cute and sweet.
Yeah.
Like, that's like kind of her thing. It's not necessarily going to be like the spiciest book you've ever read. It's not going to be the most dramatic.
No.
It's going to be fluffy and yummy. And I still think my favorite of hers is The Bodyguard. I loved that book.
The Bodyguard is so
fun.
Good. Yeah.
When is that going to be made into a movie?
That would be a great movie.
That would be an excellent movie. And I think Glenn Powell has to be
Glenn Powell would be good.
The main character.
Yeah.
But anyways,
would be really good.
If you haven't heard us talk about that before, that is a book about a male celebrity who has a female bodyguard who he falls in love with, which is just so... it's
good.
fake dating. It's fake dating.
They have to fake date because his family's scared. God. Yeah.
The whole thing of having a female bodyguard is so cute.
I know.
And it was just like intravenous drip into me. But
it was
anyway,
so good. Yeah.
So I'm always trying to recapture that feeling with her. And although I did not quite get that with Hello Stranger, I have to admit it was cute. And so I'm also going to show up this year and either buy or borrow The Rom-Commers. So the tagline for this book is, she's rewriting his love story, but can she write her own? So the deal is Emma Wheeler is the main character and she is an aspiring screenwriter. And she has spent her whole life obsessing over writing romantic comedies. And she's also the caretaker for her dad. But one summer, her little sister takes over for her caretaking duties for her dad. She moves to LA for like a once in a lifetime 6-week gig for writing. And she meets somebody, a celebrity that she's going to have to write about. And you can see where this is going.
Yes.
We are proclaimed and avowed celebrity normal person. Someone from my book club the other day called it celebrity civilian.
I like that. So I'm taking that.
Romances. So I'm so excited about that. And also now that I live in LA and I have a better concept of, now that I lived here for 2 years, like of what this place is, it's more fun to read books that are set here now.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that. I think that one comes out in, let's see, what's the release date? July, I think. Oh no, June 11th. So that one's coming up.
So soon. Yeah. Yeah. She's actually coming on tour through Atlanta, and I was like, should I go? Because all you have to do is buy a book to go to this wherever she's going.
Fun.
It's a bookstore somewhere. I'm like, maybe I should go and get the book and see what she says, but I'll let you guys know if I decide to. All right. And I'm also really excited about that one. It looks really cute. My last one is not even a romance, even though I said this was the summer of love, but I really like this author. It's Janice Hallett. It's called The Examiner. She wrote a book I really liked called The Appeal, and then I've also started the Twyford Code, which is also by her. I just like the way she writes. She writes like mysteries where it's told through like mixed media. So there'll be like emails, texts, voicemails, like almost like you get a package of documents and you have to read through and put the story together. So I really like that style. I just think it's interesting and fun. And this one is about 6 art students and someone's murdered and you try to figure out what happened. So I just really like her style of writing. I like that kind of book, and I'm looking forward to another installment. And I really need to finish the Twyford Code by her because I haven't yet.
That is really, really fun.
Yeah.
I love books that even if it's not the whole format, like at the beginning of a chapter, they have like a newspaper excerpt or, a little bit from an interview or something like that.
I love that style, especially a mystery. Like that's just fun, a fun way to read a book. So yeah, that's my last one for this summer.
So I'm really going to read The Women by Kristen Hanna this summer. Here's the thing. I had it on my Kindle, like from Libby. And then I was like, I don't have time to read this right now.
Sure.
So I, instead of just saying, but I had already borrowed it, unfortunately. So, and I couldn't extend the loan. So I had to return it and then place another hold.
Wow.
And let me tell you, I still do not have it. Let me see how much longer I have. I mean, I could buy it or get it from but I don't do that. I have 6 more weeks allegedly. So at some point this summer, I will read this freaking book.
Yeah.
But
who knows when?
Sunk cost fallacy. Now that I've put all this time into it, I'm like, I just got to wait till I get it from Libby instead of getting it through other means. But again, yeah, that is a fallacy. So I am going to read that this summer. I'm also going to read Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore to continue on my historical fiction, historical romance vibes. I've heard that that's a good series to read. Let me know if you've read it. And then also, I'm going to read the remaining 2 Red Sparrow books by Jason Matthews. I will talk more about the first one, which I just finished reading a couple days ago at the end of this episode because it was my favorite. It was a really good read. But they are spy novels featuring a female spy for Russia and it's also set in modern times, which is fun. It's not like a Soviet era spy novel. And she kind of ends up going as this, as like a double agent for the Americans. So anyways, it's really interesting, really good. And I'll give more of my thoughts about this book at the end of the episode, but I do plan to read the final 2 books in the series this summer. What about you? What's on your TBR?
On my TBR, first of all, I need to finish reading the Thursday Murder Club series. So,
oh my God.
Or catch up, I guess. It's not like it's a complete series yet, but I have started reading the second book in the series very recently and really liking it. It's just
there's so much ahead of you. I know. There is no misses. There are no misses.
I totally agree. And I just feel like they're quite dense mysteries. So it is, and I'm just too much of a mood reader. So I've had this book for like a year. And anyways, I'm reading it and then I will read the third book and then I will be caught up. So
this is really The Man Who Died Twice.
This is The Man Who Died Twice.
And then the last one is The Bullet That Missed.
Yes.
I think so.
So I'm just now starting it. I'm like partway through. So I will continue reading that. And when I went to buy Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, I also bought People We Meet on Vacation because that's one of, I think I didn't own that one, and I don't think I own Book Lovers, but I own all of the other Emily Henry Universe books. So I'm trying to complete the collection. And this was the first book by her I read. And so I wanted to go back and reread it and make sure, because I love it, but I always feel like people put it last in their rankings. But it's one of my favorites. But I'm like, is that because it's the first one I read and it like imprinted on me? And now if I go back and reread it, I want to see if I still will love it as much. But I think I will, because I don't know. I just still think about those characters all the time, and I really like the premise. And so I feel like that's a good summer book as well. Like it's just about vacation.
Yeah. All of her books are great summer books.
They really are.
Beach Read is an amazing summer book. And also, have you been seeing the stuff about Easter eggs? Like she's putting her other characters sneakily in.
Yes. I did not catch that. But
I didn't, but TikTok told me and I was like, oh my God.
I'm just not smart enough, or I just don't remember books.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's in one side of my brain, and then I finish reading it, and it's out. So I don't remember these details from these books. But yeah, when you read enough books, that happens. Yeah,
like
you're right. We're just
like, let's say you. I mean, yeah. If you have really only read the Emily Henry books in the last few years, which that is some people's journey, and that is totally fine. But let's say you've only read those books, like. Yeah, you're going to remember them better. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, but she has them like sneaky dropped in. And I'm like, I love the Emily Henry universe. It's giving Taylor Jenkins Reid and her putting
she
other
does
characters.
That very well. She does that a little more obviously. I feel like Emily Henry is almost like a real Easter egg that you have to really look for.
It's great. So I'm excited for you to reread that. You know what? I believe I actually own that one on my Kindle because that was the first one I read, and that was before I really was like on the Libby game. I just like bought it. But yeah, that's really cool. All right, now we have our vibes. Here's some things that are on my vibes list. I mean, I'm sure this is on your vibes list too. I want to read on the beach as much as humanly possible for me.
Always.
I am privileged to live close to the beach, relatively. I live, it's about an hour drive for me, but it's still like a whole day affair. So if I am going to go to the beach, it's going to be a whole day trip. But I am looking forward to making that more of a priority. The problem is I haven't really been able to start that yet because it's still pretty cold here in LA. It really hasn't gotten over like 75, and at the beach it's in the low 60s.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to wait till late summer and honestly probably more like early fall to really enjoy that beach reading vibe. But I want to do that.
When you're just sitting on the beach reading, it does really need to be a certain level of warmth.
Yeah, or you're just kind of sitting there shivering. Like, let me see the beach I have, like the beach I go to, how cold it is today. It's probably freezing. It's 61 at my beach today. You can't, like, in all week, it's going to be in the low 60s. That's just the way LA is. So, yeah, I'm going to have to wait for that. But that is on my list. Do you want me to keep going, or do you want to do one and then we can go back?
Yeah, I'll go one. I also would love to go to the beach this summer, but I said I don't live as close as you do, so maybe a pool. My brother's apartment complex has a pool. So
which brother?
Luke. Maybe he'll let me come sit by the pool.
I am hoping for you that you get to do that. I mean, is your family still planning to go to do their like Thanksgiving trip to the beach?
Yeah, we go over Thanksgiving, so that will still happen, and I'm looking forward to that. But I just feel like summer at the beach, like I haven't experienced that in so long, but it's just such a different vibe, you know? Like you said, when we go at Thanksgiving, it's probably around what it is at your beach now. It's like 50s, 60s, maybe you get in the 70s, but it's just colder. It's not as like fun to sit out, so I would enjoy if I can get to a beach this actual summer. That's when it's really warm. You know,
I believe it for you.
Manifest.
I'm rooting for you.
We'll see. Thank you.
Another one of my goals this summer, something I'd like to do, is read a throwback nostalgic book. Here is what inspired this. So, I've already mentioned my friend Sarah on the episode, but I'll mention her again. When I was helping her move, and so we were going through like her basement, and she had this box of like high school stuff, and she was trying to get rid of some stuff, and she had the entire Uglies series in her box.
That is a throwback nostalgia.
And so I was like, I'll take these. And so they're on my bookshelf right now, and I'm like, when the moment is right and my body calls to me as deep calls to deep, I will pull out the Sacred Text by Scott Westerfield.
I would love to reread that series.
So that is on my bookshelf right now, and I will happily send them to you when I'm done. But I was like, all three, I have no excuse. Like, it's going to take me, I don't have to go through the thought and effort of trying to acquire these books to read them. Like, they're just available to me. Like, I have no excuse. So I hope if it's not that, I'm going to capture something else with that vibe and read a throwback book this summer.
That's a great plan. And this is to me, summer's a great reread time. That's why I said people we meet on vacation. I just feel like it's a good time to read something where your brain doesn't have to work too hard and think about it, you know?
Yeah, totally. What's on your list?
I would like to get a library card for myself because I've been mooching off my mom's, because when I found Libby, it was during COVID, and my local library, you couldn't go in. And I tried applying online for a library card because they had it set up, but it never would approve me for some reason. So I just stole my mom's credentials, and that has delayed me from actually ever getting my own library card as an adult. So there's really a really great library close to my new house, and I feel like this summer I have no excuse. I'll have more time. I need to go get an actual library card and do it for myself. So that is my goal.
I'm excited for you to do that. And then you'll also be able to check out physical books, place them on a hold online, just swing by on your lunch break, pick some up.
Yes.
Also just like go to the library to sit in quiet. My library does these like puzzle marathons where they just will like have a bunch of puzzles out on tables. And like people can just go and like work on them and then leave. Awesome. And like the whole community does a puzzle together. It's fantastic.
That's cool.
Libraries are important.
They are. And I need to walk the walk and get my own card.
Yeah.
So I'm mooching. Also, I'm using up like all the available holds, and that's probably rude to my mom. So it's time to get my own.
Okay. Speaking of libraries, another one of my goals is to visit the LA Central Library in downtown Los Angeles. It is huge and beautiful and like historic. There's like a room that has like a 3D printer that anyone could use. There's all these like crazy, beautiful things there. I'm like, I need to spend a day. I think that would be so a fun and free way to spend some time in air conditioning this summer.
Yeah, totally.
Is to go enjoy a day reading at the LA Central Library. So any of my LA homies, if you're listening to this and you want to spend a day reading at the LA Central Library, HMU, let's do it. Let's make a plan.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing about that. I also feel like I could, we both work remotely. You could definitely go work at the library. There's so 100%.
Like on a no meeting day.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That would be amazing.
Just go crank
free
out
Wi-Fi. It's like going to work at a coffee shop, but you don't have to spend money. Like,
yeah, it's free.
But it's free. That's the point.
And all right. You're protected from spending money. In fact,
nothing for there is for sale. All right, for you.
I already said this, but I do want this to be my summer of love. I'm going to your wedding. I want to read happy stories. I want to read romance. I feel like I haven't really, I've been making a shift. I don't think I ever read a lot of romance like several years ago. I read mostly like mystery, thriller, like things like that, the spooky books. But now I would say it's more split a little more evenly where I read still a lot of mystery, thriller, still some romance. But I want the summer. I just want to be happy. I've been reading a lot of romance this year anyways. You got me into Heartstopper, which was like the cutest thing I've ever experienced. So I just want more of that feeling. Even the Bridgerton one, which you guys know my feelings about that, but I had a great time reading it. So like, I just want that feeling all summer long because I don't know, a murder mystery. Yeah, you get the resolution at the end, but someone still got murdered. So that's not fun. I want to just have a good time.
Fall is murder season.
Fall is murder. I'll go back to them. I love them. Riley Sager has a new book coming out this summer. I didn't mention that because I will get to that in the fall. But I just want it to be happy. And I just also feel like romance a lot of times is like super easy to read. So you get that like feeling of just finishing a lot of books and flying through things. So send me recommendations. I want to be happy.
Look, a book doesn't have to be good to be enjoyable.
Fun. Yeah. And I want to have fun.
You can enjoy reading a book and it not be like the best thing you've ever read in your life. Like, it's fine. That's what summer's for.
Yes.
Summer.
Exactly what
Summer. Okay. All right. My last thing is that I want to visit more indie bookstores in LA and attend an event at them and spend money at them. I know that I just said that I don't spend money on books, but if I'm going to spend money on books, I'm going to do it at an independent bookstore, except for when I pre-ordered the Emily Henry book from Amazon because I needed to have it quickly.
Yeah.
And that is an extenuating circumstance.
I agree.
So anyways, that's my plan. There are some great ones in this giant sprawling metropolis that I live in, and I intend to visit them and make a little day of it. So that'll be fun.
You could do like an indie bookstore book crawl.
Yeah. Just like an enjoyable little afternoon of like walking around and just looking at books and being near them. So that is my plan. Is there anything else that we've neglected to mention about what we want to do this summer before we move on?
Last thing, I wanted to get back into audiobooks. I feel like I went through a phase, but now I don't have a commute. So I haven't been listening to as many audiobooks. I can barely keep up with my podcasts, because sometimes, I don't know, I listen to a lot of podcasts and audiobooks when I was commuting every day, but now I don't listen to as much working from home. So I do want to try to get back. If I travel this summer, which I am having some travel plans, I think audiobooks, I got to get back into them. And I have some credits on Audible. Libby has great stuff. So I don't know. And I think I need to get better at getting a physical copy or a ebook copy of a book and an audiobook version.
Yeah.
Because that's when I really enjoy them the most, is when I can listen to them during the workday and then read after work, and kind of do both. So
100%.
I need to get back to that, but that's it.
I agree.
Ready for a great summer.
My summer vibe last year, which I'm trying to recapture this year, is last year on my summer break from work, I got a bunch of puzzles from the Magic Puzzle Company, and I would sit there and listen to audiobooks and do puzzles. Oh my God.
That is
the best.
Elite.
That is elite. And then you have your little coffee next to you that you made on your espresso.
Yes.
And oh my God.
Espresso, you should sponsor us, honestly. We love you.
Yeah, I know. And partnership. And then you go take your dog for a walk, and it's hot outside, and then you come inside and you walk into the freezing cold of your AC, and that is
so true.
I was made for. Made for to do that.
I too went through a phase of audiobooks and puzzles, especially during the pandemic times. I was doing that a lot, so that should be my thing now. If I have free time, do a puzzle, listen to an audiobook. That is just, it's so, because when you're doing a puzzle, you're fully engaged, but your mind really can focus also fully on the audiobook you're listening to. So
it's you're using two different parts of your brain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're looking for colors and shapes, and then the other part is listening to words. So you can do all of these things. And
totally.
It's just, it's
so
elite.
Fun.
It is so elite.
It is. I agree. Love it.
Cool.
All right.
Books we read recently.
Yeah. I'll go first.
I will.
You
go first.
Sure. Probably for the best. So, as you guys know, we're recording this back to back, and as you also know, if you listen to our last episode, I've read 4 Remus and Sirius fan fictions in the last couple weeks. So I haven't finished an actual book since our last episode, but I have read a good bit of one, so I'm gonna just shout that out. But I haven't finished it, so fair warning. But I have been reading The Book of Two Ways by Jodi Picoult. She wrote, I think, My Sister's Keeper as well, so that's what you may know her from. She's a very prolific author. But I got that on my Kindle, and I actually got it because I saw it's a new release, I think, by her, but I saw her talking about it on her TikTok. Okay, it came out in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
So
she has a pretty prolific TikTok account.
Yeah, she's very active. So it's not that new of a release, but she was talking about it, and essentially the premise is, and I think, anyways, let me just tell you the premise first and then give you my thoughts. So the premise is that this, the main character, her name is Dawn, and she was previously studying to get her PhD in Egyptology, and she had been working in Egypt. She studied specifically burial sites and tombs of mummies in Egypt, and she was doing these digs while she was out there studying, doing her research for her PhD. She got a call that her mom was dying of ovarian cancer, and so she kind of had to leave her studies and everything behind, fly home. Her mom, she didn't realize how serious it was. Her mom ended up passing away, and she was left as the guardian of her much younger brother. And so she never finishes her PhD. There's a man named Wyatt who she left behind, who you think maybe she had some kind of romantic, but you don't know exactly what happened with them. And she ends up kind of completely changing her career path. She becomes just to survive. She gets a admin job at the hospice where her mother was dying. And then she eventually gets her social work degree and becomes a death doula and starts helping people who are dying, transition into
That's
death.
Intense.
So then this is what's happened. And she is on an airplane after her husband has had an emotional affair, maybe physical, probably just maybe not, but some kind of light infidelity, and the plane crashes, and she survives, But as the plane's going down, all she can think
about... So much has happened in this
I know.
book.
It's a very long setup. And this all happens in like the first couple of chapters. But
what?
She, as the plane's going down, she doesn't think of her husband. She doesn't think of her daughter. She thinks of Wyatt, who she left behind. And so when she gets rescued, there's like, it's like a, you know, a rough landing where a couple people die, but you know, it's not like a full-on plane crash, maybe. So they offer like, hey, where's your final destination? We will give you a ticket wherever you need to go in the world. And she asked for a ticket to Egypt. And so this book is like, what would have happened? Like, it's her thinking, like, what would have happened if I had never left? And what would my life have been like if I had studied like my Egyptology and I had never abandoned my PhD and I hadn't come back home and I hadn't had to raise my brother. And I think this is so good because you guys know I'm wary. What was that book I didn't like by Taylor Jenkins Reid? First Loves or something, or
one something.
The one. Hold on. I have to find it. Jenkins Reid. One True Loves.
Yeah.
I didn't like that because I just don't like it when they pick the new love over the old love. But this to me is like so much more interesting.
Was it justified because her husband had an affair?
It feels a little justified. That was, at first I was like, okay, you're kind of and I'm also like, aren't you kind of doing the same thing by flying out to Egypt and meeting this guy? But anyways, I think that's why it's like, it's all very complicated. And I think it's more, so far, I almost don't even care like who she ends up with in the end, because it's way more of her being like introspective of like, it's not just this guy, it's like her career, it's her entire life. And it's more like, did I make the right decisions? What if I hadn't made those decisions? And less of like, which guy should I end up with? It's way more, I think, complex than that. So it's setting it up to where I don't really mind either way of like.
Well, yeah, this is like, you know, this author's whole shtick.
Yeah.
Is like writing about the experiences of women. And it sounds like because she didn't make the protagonist a mother, did she?
She does have a daughter.
She does have a daughter. Okay.
Yes.
But she makes her into a caretaker by her having to quit her PhD, coming to like become the like custodian of her little brother and becoming a death doula. Like she's, you know, her life circumstances have led her to this place where she's taking care of others, but now she's getting to explore what it would be like if she was taking care of herself, and then like the tension in between those things.
Yeah. And it's like, I think everyone in life, like if it's a small thing, if it's a big thing, you have moments where you're like, if I had made a different decision, my entire life would have changed dramatically. And like, whether for her, it's something maybe she regrets or wonders about, but it's not always that for everyone. But I think everyone can relate to that of like, wow, I didn't realize it at the time, but this one little thing that happened set me on a whole different path. And maybe like, what would it have been like if things had been different? So I really like it. I think the Egypt stuff is fun. There's like hieroglyphics, there's mummies, there's research. So it's cool, but it's also, it's like you said, the experience of women and what her having this crash landing wake up call of I maybe need to do something for myself right now, not for my husband, not for my daughter, not for all these other people that I've given my life up to, but for myself. So I will let you guys know when I finish it, but I'm really enjoying it. And I think I like this tension in this trope, but I don't always like how it plays out. I just felt like in One True Loves, I guess, which is the closest thing I can compare it to, it was all about this guy or this guy. And it felt like she'd already kind of made up her mind. And I just didn't like that. It was like, well, that was your husband. Like, I wanted it to be more difficult for her. And this, I feel like, is way less about like this guy or this guy. And it's more just about her life. And so I'm liking it. But I'll let you guys know when I finish.
Okay.
On to you, Abigail. What have you read?
That's great.
Tell us about your spies. I know. It's very interesting.
Yeah. So inspired by our book swap episode, my friend Colleen had this idea to do a 3-way book swap with me, my friend Sarah, and Colleen. And that's actually how I read I didn't mention this in the last episode, but that's actually how I ended up reading How to Fall Out of Love Madly. So that was the book that Sarah wanted us to read. And the book that Colleen wanted us to read was The Red Sparrow, which is also apparently a movie starring Jennifer Which Jennifer? The one who plays Katniss Everdeen.
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, obviously. Okay. J-Law. I have not seen the movie, but I've heard that the book is better. But okay, so this is the story. It's a long and winding story, and it took me a while to read because I've never read a spy novel before. And so a lot of the jargon and nomenclature of the spy world just took me a while to catch on to. And I felt like I had to pay a lot of close attention, especially through the first third, to make sure I knew what was going on. And so I first started trying to read this book like before I went to bed at night. And I was like, this is not a book you can read sleepy. Like you have to be able to like follow along what's going on.
Sure.
But it's the story of this young Russian woman named Dominika. And she is essentially, she's an injured ballerina who has to find another life for herself and is basically, through the pressure of her family, forced into becoming an agent for the Russian government. Ooh. And then kind of falls in love with an American who's counter spying on her, who is then also trying to enlist her to become an agent for the US. And then like all of these twists and turns happen. And the ending is crazy. The ending, I was like, I didn't realize that this was a series. And when I finished the book, I'm not even kidding you, Emily. In the last like 5 pages of the book, I was like, this is not coming to a conclusion.
Yeah,
like, this is
that's
like
freaky when you don't know that there's
like, this is only
like,
this is only speeding up. Like, what is happening right now? What's going on? And I finished it, and I was like, I so furiously Googled like, is there a sequel? And I found out there's 2 more.
Good,
thank God. But one fun thing about this book is that at the end of every chapter, there is like a recipe for some sort of food that was mentioned in the chapter. So I'm looking forward to maybe having a little movie night where we watch the book and watch the movie and make some of the recipes. Here is the criticism and the warning I will give about the book. It's written by a man, and you can tell. Yeah. The main character is a woman.
Yeah.
And it's written by a man. And there are moments
that's tough sometimes.
where you would say, you know, there's this whole theme throughout the book of Dominika finding this like found family vibes and like the emotion and like the kinship that she has with these Americans that she's met. But like that, the way that it's described by the author is just so through the male gaze. Yeah. And that doesn't make it a bad book. It's just something as a woman I noticed. You can
tell, yeah.
And like her thoughts and feelings and the way that she might be interacting with the world, it just felt a little bit disjointed.
Sure.
And I think in later books, he finds, apparently, I've been told he finds some ways to remedy that. It by no means makes it a bad book. It's just something to think about and notice that, like, this is a book about a woman who's going through a lot of, like, a big emotional journey.
Right.
And it doesn't feel totally connected to the female experience, is what I would say.
That's fair. Good morning, though.
But yeah, that would be my one critique before you're like, oh, Abigail gave this book a full send. Like, that's what I would say. But otherwise, it was really good. And, you know, I would read it at the same time as something else. Like, it took me, I really took my time with it. But I'm looking forward to reading the second one and seeing what the heck is going to happen. Because I'm telling you, it ended in such like a jarring way.
Stressful. Yeah.
So. And like, I think maybe like spy, suspense, like crime situation. Like, I think that might be opening up a new genre for me.
Yeah. I enjoy those books. I feel like they can be like also cheesy sometimes. So
yeah,
it's hard to find good ones, I feel like.
This did not feel so. Actually, something very important I didn't mention is that Jason Matthews, who's the author of this book, is a retired CIA. Oh, so it feels true to life.
Yeah.
And like being set in present day, just it really made me think about like there could just be spies like around me in my everyday life.
I feel like spies feel like a thing of the past, but obviously there are still people who are
there are spies that get there are spies that get busted, like who work in congressional offices and stuff like that. Like that happens. So
that's cool.
Anyways, it's really interesting to think about.
Cool. Thanks for the ride.
All right. Well, we are totally tapped out of book recommendations. It's probably a good thing that we're not going to record another episode for like a month. Because we're out.
Yeah.
So
can I say too, as Abigail's wedding present, you guys go leave us a 5-star review because she's getting married and she deserves it. So there you go. That's your challenge. Yeah. But I agree.
Yay,
I'm tapped out.
Yay me. Everyone celebrate me for falling in love. Doesn't that feel weird? It feels like a little weird. But you know what? I'm leaning into it because I do want
people need to be happy.
Exactly. People want to do it, and I want the presents and money, but it does feel weird and on some level like, being like, everyone come to this thing and like I'm throwing a party for me, but it's okay.
But it's like, what is anything? Like your birthday. Hey, I was born. Come party with me. You know? It's nothing you did.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Just enjoy it. All right. Talk to you guys in the summer.
All right. Bye.
Bye.